the best piece would be invest in yourself. Invest in time in yourself to educate yourself, to make yourself a better of whatever you are doing, whatever you pursue. And then this I have not touched enough, but gaming is on the cusp of engineering and tech all times. The first innovation always comes in games. That is how it has been. And so if you're not really keeping up to date with the latest trend and technologies, you will be lag behind and you will become obsolete like like dinosaurs. That's how the world is, unfortunately.
Welcome to Flamcast, a space where we dive into everything marketing, mixed reality, and the future of creating unforgettable brand experiences. Today, we are very delighted to have Anurag, who is a co-founder of LightFuryGames. He has over 18 years of work experience in building AAA games like Assassin's Creed and Batman. He's now building the first AAA game for all the cricket lovers with his new venture. Welcome to Flamcast, Anurag. We are very delighted to have you with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm very interested to know more about the gaming industry and the things that you're building with LightFuryGames. So starting with, you have 2 decades of gaming experience and you have worked across 3 continents and now settled in London. Take us back to the beginning from where all it started. And how did you started with gaming development from your engineering background?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So when I was back in my engineering colleges, I was doing electronics and communication engineering, and we used to play Counter-Strike and Age of Empires in school and over LAN and all. So that's where the initial peak of interest starts. And after playing for a bit, I started doing a bit of mod and started doing a bit of building my own small prototypes. I realized that I liked this a lot more. But you know what? Then I went back to my education. I finished my degree in that, and then some things get left behind.
Okay.
The interesting part was that's like the stars were aligned for me to be in this industry, because the first internship plus job which I got was they were asking us to build tools. It was in Chennai, and they were asking us to build a tool similar to AutoCAD.
Okay.
And out of college, building a tool similar to AutoCAD, and they wanted to orient 3D rebars in space, and that was the tool that they wanted us to do. It's a construction company. So we had to learn DirectX, which is a fundamental for building games, and we had to learn C#, and we are all just out of college grads. We have no idea, and also that was not our major into computer science. But still, we had to figure something out. And while in that process, I had so much fun that that was the fundamentals of. It was not a game, but it was about 3D visualization of a particular tool.
Okay.
And that really got me into, okay, and I want to build games. And after that project was over, they were putting us into making some other database applications and all. But I just couldn't get myself doing that work anymore. My heart was here, and then I just did a leap of faith, jumped into a few different companies in India trying to establish myself, and then ultimately I went to Canada. Started my AAA journey.
Very nice. You're recently a co-founder, have started your journey as a co-founder with LightFuryGames. What is LightFuryGames and what are you building with them?
Yeah, so LightFuryGames is a take into the cricketing, so basically the gaming ecosystem in India, which is a very novel approach. So one of the reasons why I left India was that there were no other gaming studio or company which was building the highest quality games, which is what we call AAA games at times as well. And we were just making casual, hyper casual games on mobiles and all at that point of time. And I wanted to learn the best of the art. So I'd had to take a leap of faith and step outside to start learning how to build the highest quality games. Now, Light Fury is basically wanting to provide, and kind of probably skipping a bit ahead, to the Indian gaming ecosystem, a kind of a cricket game, which they have not seen before. Because this market is totally ripe. We have so many fans across the world, and especially in the Indian subcontinent, and we do not have a decent title which does justice to it. Okay. So that is what Light Fury's take is about, making the highest quality and commercially successful AAA game out of India, which now everybody will notice across the world that India can also build those kind of games, not just play those games, but also build from ground up. And that's what Light Fury is trying to provide. a new way of how the gaming revolution will come out of India now. That's India's time.
So, why a cricket game as your first gaming AAA game from India? Does it have an international pull, or is it purely dominating the Indian market?
Yeah, a good question. So, cricket is, as we know, that is the heart and soul of all of us. Like that's one of my main reasons why I jumped onto this ship with the current to build the cricket game out of India, because I'm a big fan of it. But it's not just that. The product market fit for a game of cricket in the Indian subcontinent is so huge that in itself it makes complete sense for somebody to actually jump into this.
Okay.
But not just that. We did a lot of research into the market gaps, what kind of games India was making and then other people are actually playing. Where are the gaps? What the new trends are going towards? There's a game called eFootball, which is becoming extremely popular. And that's saying that the sports genre is coming to India very, very strongly. And then people are loving to build and play those kind of games. So cricket became a natural choice. Now the Indian diaspora is all over the world as well. And that is where this they look at this kind of quality of content. This is the first time they will get that. But the biggest thing is that gaming can go where a real cricket or physical cricket and tournaments might take a long time to go. Gaming can go immediately into the places and expand the reach of the sport, which we all love.
Yeah.
That is one of the things where it's not just there's a pull. Indians are everywhere and people like to play games and cricket, of course. But it can reach and make people get addicted to it without even knowing what game it is. There are a lot of times there have been different games where you do not know what is the genre. I just pick up, I like it. And that's what we are trying to make it super easy for people to play, really fun. And of course, the highest quality. So that might get adoption in places where they don't play cricket. Like cricket is first time being introduced in Olympics, right? So that is the reach is actually growing quite fast. This will just accelerate that all over the world.
You said there is no AAA gaming that comes from India. So this is the first time you're building it. So you have also spoken about console quality mobile gaming. How do you plan how are you adapting the marketing strategy to educate Indian consumer about this AAA gaming?
Yeah. So first of all, when we are starting from, if you're looking at from marketing lens, I will just come to that a bit later. But console games have, traditionally people have said these are the AAA games and that's what PC console games. But if you look at now in the past few years, we have PUBG, coming to mobile. We have Battlegrounds. We have like Football FC, FC24. We have eSport football. They have so many different, very high fidelity mobile games. And that is already has changed the landscape of what does a AAA game means. It's the highest quality content with high endorsements, with players, sponsorships, live services behind the content. People are talking about the game all the time, commercially successful. That has already penetrated the market. Okay. And we are now saying there is no such thing for cricket. Let's build a brand around cricket as well. And that's how we are approaching this. So when we talk about how now coming to the marketing aspect of it is about people, when they see a game of this standard and they will do like for like comparisons with others around, it will immediately set out in terms of where we actually stand. But we are comparing with FC24. We're comparing with the Call of Duties on mobile. And that's where that's our benchmark. That is what we want to be able to beat, to call that this is the best gaming revolution coming out of India. So when people see that the trailers, the quality behind it, the expansion, the scope, the roadmap, all of these things will be revealed in time. People will be able to see how wide the scope of this game is. It's not just being a game. It will be one-stop shop for people to come, hang out, socialize, communicate, everything related to cricket. So it just opens up the scope significantly.
Are we saying you're building an ecosystem for cricket lovers?
Yes, that's the dream. That's the dream. That's how we are approaching towards it, but in steps.
Okay. India is projected to have 600 billion gamers by 2025. That's nearly half the population of India. For any gaming company looking to capture this market, what are the key strategies that you have to look for at the scale?
Yeah, so there's, in order to capture this audience, of course, you need to be able to reach them at the language and then in region-specific areas and what they actually understand. Language becomes a challenge at times because people speak different things, different languages across. So we have influencer marketing, which is very, very important. And we're building a social community where lots of our own players, we've already started. We have a very vibrant Discord community already, where people are coming here, they're asking for features, and they're already involved into what they want, because
Oh.
it's such a requirement nowadays. And from their point of view, they want to be involved into the whole making the process of it. And then they become the brand ambassador also of that. When they actually get what they want, they have been participating.
Absolutely, yeah.
They are our and that's the best kind of organic marketing you can get, word of mouth. They love the game, they talk about it with their friends. That is how it actually spreads. So that's how the strategies are changing in terms of how you want to approach. You give the players what they want, and they become your biggest brand ambassadors, and then basically push
So
it along.
even before you have launched the game, way before you have launched the game,
Yep.
you have already started the
Yep.
promotion of the game, and people are speaking about it, talking
Yes.
about it, wanted to understand. How big is that community?
So now it's growing. I would say it's still in its infancy compared to where it will be actually by the time we actually launch. So we towards GDC, Game Developer Conference in March, is one of the biggest conference in the world. That's where we really revealed our teaser in collaboration with Amazon.
Okay.
And that got a lot of hype around the world. We also actually presented a demo playable of our game in Amazon's booth in GDC this year. So a lot of people started talking about it. We did not reveal the playthrough of that, because that is not a representation of what the end game will going to look like. But whosoever played it, they loved it. And in fact, we had a lot of people, because it was in the United States, who have never played cricket also loved it. This was one of the most played game in Amazon's booth. So that's how this whole thing started. People actually started talking about it. So we have our own website. We have our own Discord. I recommend you guys can please visit our website. So we at ecricketgame.com. You can go and see, and then you can actually follow along in Discord, Twitter. We have all the X. We have all the handles, social media handles, to people be able to voice, and they can reach us.
Yeah.
They can be. We are going to do a very AMA very soon, where we talk about, look, people ask a lot of questions. We have tried our best to answer them. And that's what we want to keep doing, because we want to build with the community, not that becomes an afterthought. It is very important we answer the questions what they are looking for.
So I know that Dream 11 has 200 million subscriber users and MPL has around 85 million users, and it is all community based growth. So I'm hoping, like from our discussion, I could gather that you're also looking from community approach.
100%.
Itself.
This is the need of the hour right now. This is how the latest people, the players, actually connect.
So are you able to reach to the masses through this community, or is it through the creators community, the UGC content, and working with the influencers basically, and then it has a trickle down effect?
All of this. All of the above.
Okay.
It's not just one strategy over the other. So we are going to have user-generated content as well in our game, which is where we have the developers, the modders, who basically want to be able to push the content and let people play and basically stream it online. The one thing which we always want to focus on, give the players what they want. When the players are happy, they want to share that. Hey, let's see what I played just now. Look at how good I did. Try to beat it. That's the feel when it's called a share. And earlier consoles used to be a share button. You share what you see. We don't have it in a mobile game, but it's that the concept is still the same. Now, when people feel that I want to share it, you have success. You have been successful. So that's what we are looking for right now.
But in games like Dream 11 I referred to, and in MPL also, there's an instant gratification. There's money involved in it. But in other games also, there's an instant gratification. You get some coupons, you get some reward points, and all of it. Are you trying to build that in the AAA game?
So
that
what
you're
we I can say is that we are not building anything with real money right now. So it's not really that you will be able to earn money out of this, and that's not our play here. It's about when you can buy coupons, you can upgrade your player, the cosmetics of it, how you want to share. It's more like a Fortnite model in terms of people feel valued. Like, okay, this is now my persona. This is how I want to be portrayed in the world. And there are different ways of actually being able to monetize that as well without being too intrusive. But we are definitely not doing any real money aspect as of now. And we aim to focus on building a game, like I said, FC24, which has none of those elements. It's about progression, player retention. That is the most important metrics, what we actually target at. When the player starts playing, how many players keep playing and day 3, day 7, day 30th. That is what's the most important thing. That tells you how successful your game is going to be.
Okay. So, Indian gaming industry is very diverse and they're different and very fragmented also, and it's not always predictable. So, what are the behavior inside that have surprised you and that has led you to make this game basically?
Yeah. So I would say the first thing what we have seen in the recent past is that India is used to be called as a playing market, not as a paying market.
Yeah.
But that is rapidly changing with the onset of these games like BGMI, FC24, and also other means of entertainment like IPL coming in, and that's the tickets, match tickets are expensive. India becoming an economic superpower as we go along. So the paying part is increasing. People are willing to do that, but they are willing to pay only for things which are worth their time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's the whole trend. What we are trying to say, attention span is lower as well, so that's something which we need to keep in mind. That is why the mobile games are working very well. People are playing on moving buses, on trains, on commutes and things like that. So that's and but you don't have a lot of time to play a long game. So they have to commit otherwise to playing a long game and in a particular setting. So that's another thing which we are designing across all of these things, so there be people in a short session time, people are able to enjoy the most, but also people who want to play the longer game, they will also have something for what they're looking for. So we kind of cater to all the markets. Place where you actually have better connectivity.
Anurag, you also spoke about your target audience. Now, I was looking at some stats. There are around 44% female gamers. 25% of gamers are above the age of 45. So what are your target audience? Are you looking to target to Gen Z or millennials or who?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. See, we genuinely believe, and this is part of our direction, is that this particular, the female audience is, it becomes an afterthought. That's not for us. We are going to have female players in our game. That is what we are focusing on, and that's something which is going to happen.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and this is very, very important for us to have the diversity to be able to capture and captivate so many players all across. Gen Z, millenniums, we will need to cater for all the audience. This is the playing audience. They play the game all the time, and we need to make sure they feel pride in what they're actually doing. There is a certain esteem involved into that, and we need to be respectful of their time. And when they believe in a certain mission, then they follow like there is no tomorrow. And that's what we want to build. And that's when we're building this community, this brand, is we are getting all those people on board. And we are getting so many great feedbacks from the community already, which we are incorporating that. So like I said, it's not an afterthought. It's a very, very fundamental element of how we are building this game.
Interesting. Now coming to AI. AI is changing everything in tech. How do you see AI impacting game development from the tool for developers and for the end users as well?
Yeah. Another very good question. So because, see, there are a lot of questions around AI in terms of how much actual value it is adding. And also people are sometimes afraid about taking their jobs away. I just want to clarify this thing here is that from what we are building, AI is just helping us accelerate our development.
Yes.
And in fact, what is allowing us to, with a small team, we can build the highest quality game, which could have not been produced earlier. So for example, we are using some animation tools right now, so for example, a batsman is doing a batting stroke, and we need to create an animation for that. Generally, if I do a keyframe, one single animation will take about 1.5 to 2 weeks, roughly, to make it look good. Now, we are with the advent of AI, we can actually get you in our studio without any gadgets, no wearing any things extra. You can just practice that move, and we will be able to get that into the build within a couple of hours. And that has changed from 2 weeks to 2 hours. So now you can imagine how much content we can produce simultaneously. And that is one of the reasons why we have moved so fast. I personally have been actually working on lots of AI tool before joining LightFury. Our CTO, Strong Yu, is a PhD from MIT in machine learning and AI. And he is bringing a lot of different tool sets and building it into our pipeline that we are able to accelerate and give the highest quality content to our players. The winner in this is our players. And because they will be able to consume so much content and have highest quality level, which a small team, they would probably not expect to get. And that's a game changer in our opinion. Animation is one, concept art is another place we are actually doing. 3D sculpting, populating the environment, and ultimately it could also be creating the AI. The actual AI you play against is more like a natural human being. So that's also could be there when we want to just play against AI in certain modes, and that's how the world is evolving.
I want to refer to your work experience at Living Cities, where you were trying to connect the physical to virtual world.
Yeah.
So tell us more about it.
Yeah, it's that was a fantastic project. What I had a short span working and building. So what we could do is that you can take your phone, an iPhone with a LiDAR camera on it. You can scan your phone. We were using Roomplan APIs from Apple, and you can immediately digitize that into a playing arena.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Right. So let's imagine this particular place where we're actually sitting. This table becomes playable in an instant. So now you can play on top of this a shooter game, a cricket game, or whatever you want. And that's the beauty of that particular piece of technology. And we already nailed that one down. There were several different things what we were working on, so it was a very elaborate project. But the best part was that now, because everything is mapped to exact height and dimensions, so I can use my phone as a mirror into the virtual world, and my friends could join the game virtually from wherever they are. They could be playing here, and I can be watching them with my phone, maybe creating some disturbance, or I can also jump in and play that virtually with them.
Wow.
So, and that seamless interaction. And now tomorrow, if we have those glasses, AR/VR glasses, which becomes available, that just can go skyrocket into a different level altogether.
Can it happen through mobile as well without the AR/VR glasses?
Yeah, so we already did that part, that the mobile becomes a screen, and so you can, wherever you look, you will see the virtual world.
So that is what we are trying at Flam also. Wherever you scan the QR code, the 3D experience come alive on your mobile phone itself.
Yep.
How do you see MR technology evolving the gaming landscape in next 5 to 10 years?
So I'm a firm believer of MR. That's the reason why actually I joined that particular space, especially MR over VR, I would say, and because that opens up so many possibilities. Now, in the gaming space, it's like I and you can be in the same virtual world, but looking at an object from a different perspective, right? So different angle, and that could create the emotional content in a very different way. Here, whenever you see or play a video game, you are looking from the camera lens what the game is asking you to view the game from, right? So, and that's where the connection sometimes doesn't happen the same way. In MR, that is not a problem. So you will be able to look around everything's about like what is actually happening in real time, and that immersion that is very, very hard to achieve from non-AR setups and environments. And the only thing I think what will happen in future is that we will have no screens in games. Like people will not need a TV to play a game or a monitor of that sort to play a game. They will just need the glasses, and I can connect with you and I can play the same game together at the same time or whatever it is, but never a need. So wherever I'm in an aircraft or basically walking around, I can just play a game.
Can it happen with mobile as well?
Well, you have to hold it in your hand. The only problem I see with mobile is that you have to hold it in your hand. So after a while, what happens is that you get tired. So it's like what kind of experience you can actually give. But it can definitely happen with mobile. There's absolutely nothing stopping it.
The challenge with MR gaming is making it social and scalable.
Yeah.
Do you feel there are any other challenge as well?
Well, the social aspect, like I just said, right? Like it's about me and you or anybody else joining and then experiencing the same environment in a different way, taking a different perspective, different lens, right? Scaling will come with the edge computing, which is actually ever evolving, and it's that problem is exactly the same as what we have for a multiplayer game. It's actually not much different. It's about me and you connecting through a network into the same gaming environment. And as the technology improves, it is just improving only every single day. So I think these are not the only challenge. I would say it's the hardware cost and how lightweight it is to carry, and how seamless it should not feel like extremely bulky and cables hanging out. That is obviously going to be slow it down, the adoption of it. But future, we are moving such a rapid pace. It is just a matter of time that will go away.
Okay. Anurag, tell us more about what is your strategy to monetize the product and to generate revenue. Is it in-app purchases, advertising, or some other model that you're looking at?
Yeah, so I've touched on it a bit, but love to go into a bit more detail into this. We're going to have in-app purchases. We're also going to have some ads. But what we're not going to have is intrusive ads, which basically you play a bit and then you have to play a game, see an ad, and then basically you go back to the game again, because people do not have patience. Like I said, that's you have to respect the time of the player,
Yeah.
and they just leave the game. They just you have churn coming very very easily, and then even if your game is very good, just people can't see beyond that. So in-app purchases is a very important aspect, but we also have the cricket lend itself very very well to perimeter board advertising, branding on top of it. So for example, in the cricket stadium, the perimeter board we have on the pitch mats, we have advertisement can be there. On the side of the stadium, we can have advertisement going on, which any player anyways is expect to see, because that is how the real games are also being played. What we are doing is taking one step further and making it dynamic, and dynamic in the sense that you can see as a different ad than what I will see.
Okay.
And that really opens up the door for monetization without being intrusive at all. And that's I would say that's going to be one of the things which will people love about our game.
What about user acquisition? India's user acquisition is also cost sensitive.
It is cost sensitive. So basically, this is going to be a free to play game. So people will be able to pick it up and start playing the game without any and paying anything initially. But at the same time, even for beyond, it's more about if you do not want to pay, you don't have to. We respect people's time and the time they spend into our game. So even if they are not paying, they're still very, very important for us. They will play the game, and that really helps us understand what is sticky, what is not. It helps other player also to be able to find and match make players. So it's very, very important. Their time is what we respect the most. But the CAC is when we look at the community building, what we are talking about, already the community started building. People are excited about. We haven't shown anything about the game yet, apart from one teaser, and people are really excited and they are asking us for these features. They are the people who we really admire, and they are going to be. We're going to take care of them. They are going to take care of us, and
so
hopefully
they are the paid customers.
They are non-paid customers, I would say, because they will be able to push it across and help us with the CAC, because right. So they will. Referral schemes we're going to introduce, so they get some in-game items, and that's going to motivate them even further. So, and there are going to be other multiple strategies which we'll open up in future, but we do want the organic growth to be the majority of it, because if people love the game, you do not have to sell it that hard.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the retention is also more. The stats shows that 25% of gamer would like to pay premium for gaming, but however we are seeing a change happening. There are 3 out of 10 Gen Z want to pay premium for a good gaming experience. So I think this is one of the opens up a lot of ways for gaming platform like yours.
Absolutely. So that's just, like I said, it's very important for us to respect the time, people believing in what the future looks like, why this is actually a platform, why spending my time right now is valuable, because my time is valuable. This is where every customer, including Gen Z or Millennium, they will think alike in terms of my time is valuable. I hold pride in what my character is and how it evolves over a period of time. When we give them all these values, they are willing to pay. They are willing to monetize. And we have evidence of that right now in the market from the other games I listed before, like FC24, eFootball, and BGMI. There is evidence of that in the market already. We are now tapping into the cricket ecosystem, which I would say does not exist. And hopefully they are going to love our game.
Anurag, you spoke about 2 main things which I want to pick up. One is India is a diverse market. The second one that we spoke about is a content creator community, which will help you grow, basically. So stats shows that gaming influencer drives 64% purchase intent. So how do you see balancing global streamers versus regional influencers?
Again, this is the hot topic, right? So one of the things I always want to say is that sometimes when we regional influencers are must-haves. We want to be able to connect to people, and we do not want to have any barriers that, you need to learn this language for you to be able to play this game. We absolutely don't want that. The regional influencers are going to be the heavy lifters of our game, to making sure they understand and they spread the word around and other people follow it. But we also really need global influencers in the market, so that, because we are not just building the game for India, we are building the game in India for India and the world, right? And that's where the global influencers come in, and they make it becomes a language which other people can understand, they can follow, and they talk about the games, the merits, and then some places which might not be living up to their expectations. Everything is very important. The feedback is very important for us. When they actually push that, people look at us. And that's one of the things which is very, very important for us as we grow global and attract the basically the audience all across the world, not just in India, but of course we are primarily going to first focus on India market because that's where the most playing and paying market comes from. But I think we are definitely working to get a global audience, and these influencers are going to be crucial for that.
Okay. There's a lot of buzz around GTA 6. What does it really take to build a game at that scale? And what goes behind the marketing scenes, being it the most anticipated game of this decade?
Yeah, so luckily I've been in this ecosystem and I've shipped 5 AAA games before, which is similar like Batman, Assassin's Creed, Suicide Squad. And so I understand everything what it actually takes for them to build something like a GTA, which is massive, the open world environment, and that's running with the quality, the fidelity, and the true likeness of every single detail has been taken into account.
Okay.
It takes time to not only create that, but make it more additive and interactive for the players to explore, and they keep spending a lot of their time and effort into this. In fact, to that extent that when GTA comes out, there is generally a strategy across the world to not to release the games when GTA comes out because people play that game all the time. But it takes a lot of effort, a lot of people across the globe to work together on one single title to make it happen. So GTA it's a marvel, I would say, in that regard, that they are able to see. One thing is that, okay, fine, I want all those people to build this game. Another thing is bringing it together, because the more distributed things happen, then it's much harder to actually bring it together. And that's why it takes so long to build a game of this caliber, because every time the next GTA comes up, it needs to be better than the previous one.
But there's so much marketing also that goes behind launching this kind of game. So
Of
there's
course.
a lot of creators community, gaming community, developers, marketing, everything will be coming together to basically plan the launch. There's a lot of time investment, ads
Of course,
investment,
because
cost.
the longer you take to actually build a game like this, the more effort it goes into marketing. I would say that in AAA games, generally you keep aside whatever is the development cost of the game, you keep the same amount for marketing of the game as well. So if it takes 100 million for development, 100 million for marketing. That is how it works. And that is changing a bit with the new systems of actually social, because there are a lot of patrons of their own, people who die-hard fans of GTA, and they will actually go and expand. But this is how this world is, because you see all the logos and on top of the buses, stadiums, and you see ads in between things that cost money, and then they do it globally across the globe. So everybody knows this is coming. They want to build up the anticipation. People are willing to pay $100 for this right now, for this game, which is insane considering the price of the games are going up and up and up. But it is, I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth it. I'm myself looking forward to play the game.
Are you also planning to keep similar kind of budget that you have kept for product development at Light
Fury? So
Yeah.
the thing is that we need to keep a budget. Now, what we want to work in as, like I said, as in a very smart and efficient way. And use the latest AI generation tools to be able to push to the market, the content creation, the reach, what we're looking at. We build our own social community in India and then expand from there. So it's going to be step by step staggered. GTA is, and what we're building is a live service game. It's not that, one launch and done.
Yeah.
We are going to be constantly adding more in our update as we go along. So there will be multiple marketing push which will happen over a period of the life cycle of the game for the next 5 to 10 years, and hopefully beyond as well. So that's very different approach than this GTA, which is you actually download and you start playing that, and in one go they want to build the whole anticipation. Everybody jumps into the game at the same time. You buy the copies and you play the game. So there are two different approaches. So I'm not going to say go into the numbers of exactly how much we are going to spend. This is time will tell, and we will be able to confirm that later. But as of now, it's more about being very smart about like how we spend. We have to spend some money, of course. This is going to happen, but I don't think we'll go near that number.
Okay. When are you planning to launch the product? We have spoken so much about it now.
Yeah, thank you. So we are planning to launch in first half of 2026.
Okay.
That is our goal. And
there's still a lot of time for that.
I would say there's very little time for that. So there's so much to do. The game development process, that's GTA we were talking about, that there's so many small things needs to come together. The most amount of time you spend in a game is actually iteration, making sure it's fun. to play. We need people to play our game, give our data inputs about, oh, this part is good, this is not very good, so we go and change that. So before we go out, there will be multiple rounds of testing with in-house, with our friends, with our community. Everybody will be involved into having a say into this game is going in the right direction. It's not really. It's all data driven. It's not really the old way of like, I think my gut feeling this game is going to do very well, so we go all the way and then we launch. That's not how we are actually building it. Like I said, it's more about every step of the way, data driven, metrics driven. People are liking this more over the other, so we will emphasize on that. And all of these things comes together for us when we actually launch the product.
Yeah. Why do you think we're not able to build AAA games in India so far?
Yeah, this is another very, very interesting question. So there are multiple theories around that. But I would say the mostly is the chicken and egg problem that I will explain. So first of all, there's no absolute talent, lack of talent in India. India has one of the best engineers I've ever seen. I might be a bit biased, but the reality is that the world knows that the leaders are coming from Indian diaspora, and the talent is extremely high. It's just more about the mentorship and the guidance of building games like that. So everybody starts, and then kind of sometimes they repeat the same mistake, and then it takes longer to build something which should have been done earlier, and not because they are all trying. They're looking over the shoulder, looking at community, asking questions, but they haven't built it before. So, and that was my eye opener when I actually stepped outside and to see from the people who have done this multiple times. How was the approach? We were overthinking a certain aspect. It is a game. We are not making a rocket ship. So there are two different aspects about how you approach this whole problem solving. So that mentorship has been lacking, I would say. And because the mentorship has been lacking, people are not able to make these kind of games. And if you don't make these kind of games, how will you have the experience to mentor somebody else? So it just goes in a circle like that. That's one of the things. And of course, and then we went into we are very good with casual and hyper casual market. Indian market game developers have done a really, really good job there. But just in AAA space, I would say the highest quality game space, because of we haven't built a 0 to 1 game. It's just people do not recognize India as that you can actually do it, you can actually build it. And that's where then the investments don't come in, because it is not cheap to build anything like that.
Yeah.
And then again, it becomes a bit of a chicken and egg problem in a different sense. and that's what we're trying to change here at Light Fury. We got people who have built these kind of games.
Yeah.
We have some of the best talent in India coming from this, and that's the majority of our team is Indian talent. And we have a lot of homecoming people who have been abroad in Toronto, in various parts of Canada, in UK. They actually came back to join our mission in India. They all wanted to come back, but they wanted a setup where they can establish themselves and showcase their skill set. So now they come back. So they're working with us right now. And then we have the high talent from India, and they are working together in synergy to create this game. So that is what Light Fury is bringing to the table, to change how we build games and hopefully create a playbook for everybody to see it. And we're more than happy to share the learnings and the pitfalls so that the Indian gaming ecosystem should grow. That is our goal.
Anurag, we'll move to the rapid fire round now.
Sure.
I will ask you some question. You can answer short answers. You can give me some short answers. When you're not building a, what is your favorite way to unwind?
I'm actually a painter, and I do photography as well. I've won some prizes as well. But my best way to unwind is gardening.
Wow, so many draws
because the thing is that it's gardening is like it's all creative if you think of it. That's how I've been.
And gaming is also developing.
It's also creative, but I've been on the engineering side of creative. So yes. I can go in any extreme I want, and I think I've been. It's a privilege for me to be able to jump across so many different things. But gardening, like you do that, and when the buds come out in the right time or the fruits come, it's very, very satisfying, and that takes the stress away. And of course, there's so many things moving in parallel. This is one of the most satisfying things I can think of.
Okay. Console versus mobile. Where do you see more marketing innovation happening?
Mobile. It's hands down. Right now, the growth of mobile industry is so rapid. Every single marketing, and now with the onset of AI technologies, you will see more and more creative ways of actually having the reach. People trying to get, and then the console industry is also growing, but it's the rate of growth of mobile is just insane. And that's definitely where the whole marketing push is going to be.
Okay. What's one feature from classic game that modern games have lost?
I would say when you used to play the old games, there was a mystery element to the games. Like you go and explore, you find something. A lot of people do not know there is something. Like even in Mario, there were used to be hidden mushrooms, and then was very sad when somebody finds out, tells, "Hey, this is what I found." But now it's more guided. People create game design elements to guide people to be able to do that particular thing, because otherwise they miss, they don't do, an effort has been put, so they want people to be able to see it. So the mystery element goes away, and the people, and I think has been a transition over a period of years. There's still a bit of it, but I would say that has changed.
Okay. Console, PC or mobile, what's your favorite?
My personal favorite is PC. The game I play the most is StarCraft. That is something which I play the most. But of course, mobile games are really coming up, because I don't have time enough to sit on PC and play games. So now I play the most of my games, and then Clash Royale, games like that, I really love, and that's what I'm playing.
How much time you spent in a day playing games?
So I make games for a living. So like I would say a significant more than I should.
Okay. If you were not in gaming, what would you be doing?
I'm an engineer. I'm computer science, basically electronics engineer, but work in the computer science field for so long. So I would be doing something in the software industry.
Okay.
And gardening.
And gardening. One game everyone should play to understand great game designs.
See, it's very difficult to narrow down to one game. There's so many different genres, multiplayer, MMOs, all these different things. But one game just strikes really, really, they hit the nail. It's Portal. So the Portal game this has a very simple mechanic that you can use a gun, and you can create holes in walls. And so I can create a hole here, create a hole there. So I can drop from here and jump into this hole and drop from top. And that creates endless amount of puzzles. There is no tutorial, nothing like that. You just pick up the game, you start playing, and you get a full understanding of it. It's a craft. Yes, it's a craft. It's how good the design is. It's hard to explain unless you play for yourself.
I have to play that. Best piece of career advice you have received?
I would say the best piece would be invest in yourself. Invest in time in yourself, to educate yourself, to make yourself a better of whatever you are doing, whatever you pursue. And then this I have not touched enough, but gaming is on the cusp of engineering and tech all times. The first innovation always comes in games. That is how it has been. And so if you're not really keeping up to date with the latest trend and technologies, you will be lag behind, and you will become obsolete like like dinosaurs. That's how the world is, unfortunately. If you remember, and I give this example to people, Age of Empires used to have voice chat feature, because you need to talk to your friends, your community, and you can actually play against each other. WhatsApp and all those things came much later. So voice chat and all those things were added here, and to the content that you can socialize, you can talk to your friend with this. I'm not saying they innovated that, but definitely the adoption was from there till it became a full-on social feature elsewhere. Yeah. And there's so many of this, like Web3 comes to the game first, AI technology comes to the games first. Database, cloud, everything. Single thing that comes into the game. So like you need to know all of these things, and it's fascinating. It keeps you on the edge all the times, and it feels like you are still relevant. And that's why, so invest in yourself is such a golden word. Like, and that applies to across all disciplines. Like whatever you're doing, invest in yourself. Make sure you are better than you were yesterday. That will always pay the biggest dividends than anything else you can do.
Thank you, Anurag. That's all for now. Thank you so much for coming to our podcast.
Thank you, Nidhi. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
I also enjoyed it. You turned a non-gamer into a gamer now.
That's very, very interesting.
I'm going to definitely try the game that you have told me. And I'm looking forward to what you are bringing on the table next year.
Would love to share more.
Best of luck for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.